We're back!
Hello!
We're back.
You're not back, you haven't been here before.
Get out of here!
There's a stranger. Scavenger's Banquet. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. We've got another guest on Scavenger's Banquet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're ruining our perfect gender balance by introducing another filthy man.
Oh.
This is
Surrounded
Morgan.
by testosterone.
Hi. I mean, you say that.
Yeah. Yes, because I'm full of it, so I can't talk.
And
Actually
so we're gonna do what we do with every new guest. Favorite TV show when you were 9?
Favorite TV show when I was 9. Jesus. 9 years old. Numberjacks. I went mental for Numberjacks.
You were 9.
Oh yeah, no, my CBeebies face lasted way too long. Way too long.
Still going.
Yeah.
As we'll find out later on.
Numberjacks was fantastic. Yeah.
Favorite movie now?
Favorite movie now? I don't watch movie. Life of Brian. Life of
Yep.
Brian.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good one.
And shit, what was the other one? Oh, what subject are you doing?
Oh, I do politics. Yeah.
And you're genuinely a member of the Green Party.
I am, yes, yeah. I pay, what is it, £5 a year instead of a direct debit to the Green Party. I pay less because I'm a student.
Nice.
You've got access to all their secret
I
documents.
do, yeah. I get access to the secret members section of the Green Party website. So I have classified Caroline Lucas information.
I just
I
love.
actually love that. Yeah.
I just love the
It's
fact
fantastic.
that exists. Is really.
Well, yeah, you have to have
entertaining.
like a secret password and everything. It's fantastic. I'm absolutely
that's-
not giving you access
That's
to my
fine.
secret
I
green
don't
files.
want it. I don't.
That's fair. That's completely
I
fair.
don't want access to the Green Party website.
You can get to the comper section, the proletariat section.
Oh,
But no, there's like the green bougie get the fancy bit.
you can expect a lot of socialist memes today. I think the topic for today's section, we're going wildly off the thing because I want to get to it.
Yeah.
We've written down our schedule, but we're changing the order around because I want to get to the topic of the twisted dystopian nightmare that is Peppa Pig.
So, anyone
so-
that's listening to this right now, I am also learning about this right now. It's going to be fun for all of us.
A couple of days ago, Friday evening, 3 students aged between 18 and 20 on, nothing better to do in a flat together. What do you think we're doing? We binge watched Peppa Pig. That's what we did.
Why did we start watching Peppa Pig?
I don't know.
Well, we did.
We did. We started and we just sort of kept going. We kept on finding new evidence that the world of Peppa Pig isn't as cute and cuddly as it first
Absolutely
appears.
dystopic.
Yes, I've got evidence. I've got just a whole list of notes of evidence.
Oh, okay. I sent you quite a few. So,
Yes. Here we go. So, first big point, not all animals can talk.
yeah.
That's the
there's-
first big thing.
There's some kind of class system going on here. To bring this back to socialism, there's a fundamental flaw with the class system in Peppa Pig. Some animals are granted sentience, whereas others are left to just be animals. And that's
Yeah.
never really explained.
The rules of sentience are never gone into detail.
No.
As far as we can work out, birds and reptiles and fish are completely off the table.
Yeah.
If you're not a mammal, you can't talk. But even if you are a mammal, you might not be able to talk because guinea pigs can't talk. Guinea pigs are kept as pets.
They are. Yeah. But rabbits.
That's strange because
Hamsters
can
can
talk.
talk.
Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
hamsters can get a PhD.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say,
Hamsters-
literal doctor.
Hamsters can get a PhD and become a vet. There are vets in the Peppa
Yeah,
Pig universe.
there's vets and doctors in the PPU.
PPU.
Yeah. Also, we found out in that particular episode that children of vastly different ages are put into the same class, which speaks of a severe austerity.
Yeah, there's definitely. I think that's because they have a monarchy. Like,
Oh yes.
there's an absolute It's like Saudi Arabia. There's an absolute monarchy.
Speaking of the monarchy, if you're not as intimately familiar with the show as we are, you might not know that humans exist in the Peppa Pig universe.
Only
Two in the form of the Queen and Santa. But I think there used to be more. I think there used to be more humans because the term snowman exists, and in Peppa Pig's bedroom there is a drawing of a human-shaped fairy, which, I mean, long ago in the past there must have been humans, and I think they must have mutated into hideous, mostly animal hybrids.
Well, there's evidence to suggest that it is set in Britain.
Yeah, because they can get to London by bus.
The Queen, they can get to London by bus. So it's an island. So it's definitely Britain, but it's some sort of post-dystopian Britain.
Yeah. Baking ingredients exist. They use butter and milk and such, and cows are sentient. So I don't know what's going on there, but it's not fun. Bears are sentient. Teddy bears exist.
Yeah, but they look vastly different.
They do look vastly different. So maybe both bears and sort of non-anthropomorphized bears exist.
Have we discussed teeth?
I don't think we've discussed teeth at length. You've mentioned a few frames where Peppa Pig's mouth is full of teeth.
When they go to the dentist and when they're like,
I haven't seen this episode.
Maybe angry. I don't know. They bare their teeth. But like normally when they're just talking, there's just a void where their teeth should be. So my theory is that they can retract. like toothless. Yeah.
How to train your brain? You can just activate their teeth.
Like claws from a cat. Like if you put your hand in your mouth, you might get nicked, but you get properly torn if they were like out.
Furthering on the animals can't talk point, there's a tortoise that makes several attempts to escape the cruel regime.
Gag.
Yeah. Gets stuck up a tree because he keeps thinking he can escape up a tree, but he never can. The lizard looks traumatized.
Oh, the lizard is imprisoned in a cage too big for it to be able to move in. Yeah.
Too small.
Too small.
Yeah.
Yeah, too small.
It's too big to move. It's nowhere to go.
Yeah, and it looks traumatised. So my theory is that lizards can talk, but they're forced not to for the amusement of everyone else.
The tortoise pathetically whimpers in one episode. After it's recaptured from the tree, it makes this sort of pathetic whimper before it's imprisoned back in the box.
Now we get on to my favourite character, who's Pedro Pony.
Does not look like a pony, for a disclaimer. If anyone's ever not seen Peppa Pig, oh my god.
It doesn't look like a pony.
Anything
It's
like
not
a pony.
It's
I
not
thought
a
it was
pony.
like a spin-off, like Arthur kind of character.
Yeah.
Like,
If I'd
not a pony.
If I'd been given the name, which are mostly alliterative, I would have guessed it was a porcupine. Like, it's got spikes on its
That's
arse.
just its tail.
It's supposed to be its tail, but it does not look like a tail.
No.
Like, just nothing about that says pony to me.
Nothing about it says pony. It
No.
looks diseased for starters.
Maybe it is.
It would be one
It's
messed
like-
up pony.
That's not markings,
point-
it's leprosy.
It's a
point
skin
is-
condition.
Point is, Pedro Pony is a serial nonconformist. Like,
Oh yeah.
if anyone's going to be going against what everyone else is doing, it's going to be Pedro Pony. He shows up late to school. He shows up in a different uniform to everyone else. He dares to suggest that a baby does not have an alliterative name.
Yeah, Michael Rabbit, he
He
suggests.
suggests Michael Rabbit in the system. You know, every character has an alliterative name except George Pig, and that's never explained.
Because nobody respects George.
Nobody respects George Pig. Maybe he... No, but, like, I was about to suggest maybe he can upgrade to an alliterative name when he's old enough, but that's not how it works, because, you know, they name their children...
Chloe's name is only alliterative because of the relation she has to Peppa. Like, her name's got to be Chloe Pig, but they call her that because it's cousin Chloe.
Oh, right.
That's where the alliteration comes from,
right.
Chloe.
But little brother George doesn't work.
No, he's just George.
He's just George. It's weird. Oh, there's also some evidence to say that that Daddy Pig is a nonconformist as well, and maybe that's part of it. But in
Daddy
what
Pig is an incel. Look
he
at
can't
him.
be an incel. He's married.
Yeah, but look at him. He's an incel. He
married
lived in his
with 2
parents'
children.
basement till he was 30.
Anyway, Pedro Pony. In one episode, his leg is broken. It is never explained how this happens. It's the authorities punishing him for non-conformity.
The Queen's henchman.
The Queen's henchmen. The other humans that exist behind the scenes.
No.
They just broke his fucking leg with a baseball
I
bat.
have now seen his parents.
Oh, they do exist. Thank God
do
for that.
exist. I think one of them was working in a volunteer fire station.
Oh, and that's another bit of austerity. People regularly work multiple jobs.
Oh, they have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the regime for you.
Yeah, like we'd never seen Pedro Pony's parents, so we thought they'd been executed.
Otherwise, they don't get their ration stamps.
Oh yes, when Peppa Pig meets the Queen, she asks, something like, I can't remember the exact one, but it's something like, "Are you in charge of the entire world?" And she replies, "Not quite." So it's a world. It's a world where the British Empire is still very much active and probably working on taking those few colonies they haven't got control of yet.
I was gonna say just.
She sounded slightly annoyed when she said that. Not quite. We're working on it. Those bloody Indians will submit. Oh, didn't feel good saying that. Oh, then there's fucking Mr. Potato.
Oh boy! Right, that's not a costume. The girth of the arms suggests that is not a costume.
It's the art style doing that.
But he's so big. Like that's. There's got to be at least 2 people in that costume. Even Daddy Pig is like dwarfed by the size of Mr. Potato.
Maybe what's a really fucking big animal? Maybe, but like, are there elephant parents? But they're just the same size as everyone else.
Size as everyone else, yeah.
Ugh. I don't know what it is then.
Miracle Grow.
Wait, so is he a sentient potato?
He's
Yeah,
apparently
he's-
a sentient potato.
The episode where they first, I'm going to say encounter rather than meet Mr. Potato. They come to a potato farm
Yeah.
where they're growing just like
Normal
potatoes, and then they meet like a live, sentient,
Potato.
behatted potato. Is he French?
He is French, yeah. He's French. He's got a hat and a moustache, and he tells children to eat your vegetables.
Another impact of austerity that's just occurred to me in the Peppa
God.
Pig universe. Right, Peppa Pig lives in a modest house.
Right,
You
yeah.
agree with that, right?
Sure.
Miss Rabbit lives in a bigger house than Peppa Pig, right?
I mean, I
Peppa Pig's
wouldn't
house
really
is
call it a
modest.
house. It's like a hobbit hole.
Daddy
the inside of a
Pig
hill.
is an architect. They should be living in a bigger house than that.
Maybe he just built it. Maybe he built it himself. Maybe he's alright with it.
Yeah, but he can't build houses. He proves that in one episode where Madame Gazelle's house is falling over, and his solution is to stick it in a tree so that they don't kill the tree. It's the worst episode of Peppa Pig.
I mean,
of all.
maybe he says he's an architect, but he's really unemployed because he's shit at architecture.
This system does not have welfare. This regime does not provide benefits.
Oh, Grumpy Rabbit has got fucking memory issues.
Oh yeah, Grumpy Rabbit has PTSD. Just
PTSD?
Yeah.
You think it's PTSD?
he has flashbacks.
Does he?
Yeah. Grumpy Rabbit has PTSD. Definitely. I don't have a shadow
I
of
feel
a
like
doubt.
we're kind of leaving Izzy out of this.
Yeah,
It's
this
okay.
is-
I don't know enough about this Peppa Pig
It's
universe, but I'm
exclusionist.
loving learning about this. Just
Grumpy Rabbit. He's definitely got some kind of something that affects his memory because, like, in one episode, he's shown to live alone in a lighthouse, and he said, "Oh, it's been a long time." It's Brian Blessed. "Oh, it's been a long time since I've had any visitors." But like, Before that, he was shown visiting a school. Maybe, visitors here. It gets really lonely out here, but he visits the thing regularly. He also supposedly operates the lighthouse, but what did he do when he's not there?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ships just crash.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe he secretly, deliberately neglects his job as a lighthouse keeper to do his own small part to cripple the British Empire.
Yeah.
He's trying to capsize the bloody battleships.
There's definitely an immigration system.
Is there?
Yeah, there's French people.
There's one French person.
No, Madame Gazelle is French, and Mr. Potato.
I
is
thought
French.
Madame Gazelle was German.
Is she?
I don't fucking know.
Either way, they're both from European countries.
Yes.
Right? Do you think an old man's neglect for a lighthouse has something to do with ships of people he doesn't want to come into the country? That's all I'm asking.
I think I'm biased because I really like Brian Blessed, but I think he's on the side of the rebellion. I think he's letting in all these people.
Crampy Rabbit is like a revolutionary icon.
I just love the sort of alternate history we're creating. But, I still can't get over the question of what the fuck happened to all the people.
Yeah.
Because that's what's bothering me. Because the only two people who exist are really old.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hadn't thought of.
Yeah.
No, that's.
Yeah, the Queen exists, Santa exists, they're really old. Maybe Mr. Potato is a human in a costume trying to... Maybe the Queen and Santa killed everyone else and he's trying to hide by pretending to be a potato.
Unless they're not people.
That's even worse, because what are they?
Humanoid creatures.
Whoever created the abominations.
Maybe there's some. Maybe the Queen is actually like Elizabeth something or other, like an animal that begins with an E.
God.
Definitely not an elephant, and I can't think of any others.
Echidna.
That is,
Maybe she's an
The only
echidna.
one I can think of
Maybe
right
the
now.
Queen is an echidna. Maybe what the fuck would Santa be then?
Salamander. Again, I'm just throwing out names of animals I can just think
Seal?
off the top of my head.
Seal? They live in the North Pole.
Yeah, it
Amphibians
works.
are not granted sentience.
No, amphibians are not.
They're
Yeah,
lower
so
down
fair
in the
enough.
caste system.
There we go.
Oh boy.
Could be a seal then. Because they're mammals, aren't they?
They are mammals.
Possibly. I mean, no, I'm not doubting that they're mammals.
Yeah, I know. He looks too human to be a seal. He hasn't got a big tail, or he's got fingers. Seals don't have fingers.
Ooh,
Ooh.
seals with fingers.
Ugh. That was a Facebook message you may have just heard there. Don't know what it says, and I'm not going to read it because we're doing a show.
Damn right.
I think that's we've gone through everything. We've spent like 10 minutes.
A lot of bases there.
We've spent 10 minutes ranting about Peppa Pig, and I'm going to close that Facebook tab because it's just going to keep going, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Go away. Go away. Seems like it's time for Izzy's hypothetical.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, this one's just sort of a situational thing, right? So, you walk into a big room with a massive table in the middle. It's like a banquet feast kind of thing, just covered in all of your least favourite foods, okay? And right at the end of the room, there's like some little stocks. Okay, so you have to get into the stocks and you have to choose one thing from this massive banquet of terrible things that you hate to eat to be thrown at you for all eternity.
For all eternity?
For all eternity!
Jesus.
This is like your hellscape or something. So what would you choose?
Oh.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of things I really don't like.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy enough for me to think of things I don't like,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to think of something.
I think of something soft.
I was going to say, because would you want something that was a very like soft, squelchy texture?
No,
or would
the
you want
worst
something
thing I
that's
could
slightly
think of.
firmer?
Oh, coleslaw is the worst. You want something dry.
Yeah,
You
dry,
don't
dry,
want
like
slaw
dry,
to be
dry
thrown
and
at you.
spongy.
Dryness is the key.
Dry and spongy. So, bread.
Oh, okay, yeah,
okay, fine.
Yeah.
So just normal bread
Normal
is on
bread.
the banquet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, of course it is. Why
disease
wouldn't it
comes
be?
in handy for once.
Yeah, I go.
That's not even.
likely.
That's not really a food that you hate, though, is it? That's a food that would literally just murder you.
I mean, all the more reason for me to hate
Well,
it.
okay.
I avoid it like
I
it's
respect that,
poisonous
actually, no,
because
fair
it
enough.
is.
Okay, like objectively the worst flavour of crisp is prawn cocktail. I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Ooh.
Crisps are light. Crisps won't hurt. Prawn cocktail crisps.
Okay. That's a bold one, though.
That's a
because
bold.
they're
That's a
very
bold one, and I'm
scented.
gonna have to
You
disagree
know?
with you
Like,
on
that's
there
a
being the
strong
worst
smell
flavour.
that's
Yeah,
being
no,
thrown
that
at you
is
from
true.
alternative. You kind of want something that's a decent texture, but is also bland enough to not, like, stink.
Ooh.
Which is bread works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bread works.
I think
Getting
bread.
slapped by a tiger loaf
bread-
wouldn't, like...
Bread's a bit of a cop out though, so I'm gonna have to think of another one. I think.
If you're gonna go with bread, you've got to go with tortillas.
Okay,
Like,
I'm going to go for something that you can eat, but you just
Yeah,
genuinely
okay.
don't like. Because, like, you can eat prawn cocktail crisps.
I would prefer
so I
not
respect your choice.
Yeah.
But
Cauliflower's
you
quite
could
nasty.
I could.
if you wanted to.
Cauliflower's pretty nasty
Mm.
and relatively soft.
Yes.
Cauliflower.
Oh, but cauliflower. The issue with cauliflower is being thrown at you for eternity, but nothing is suggesting that it's ever been cleared up. That's gonna rot. That is gonna rot.
It's gonna bury you eventually. I think eventually you will just die of suffocation.
I'm gonna say something will come along every now and again,
Oh, okay,
sweep away
okay.
the debris, you know. Like a horrific nightmare creature will just, with a broom,
I would
sweep
try
Roomba.
and like
a little Roomba on the floor. Okay.
yeah,
Mm.
sort of Satan's
'Cause,
Roomba.
yeah,
comes
the
along.
room that I'm picturing, if any of you have seen Pan's Labyrinth,
I have.
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the lair
Pan's
of the
Labyrinth.
pale man. That's what I'm kind of
Oh boy.
envisioning, except for at the end of the table,
gonna
it's
have
not just him being
I'm gonna have to,
fucking creepy.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
Oh my god, oh my god.
It's a weird movie.
It is extremely weird.
Yeah.
We
Sounds
watched
like
it.
my
We watched it as
kind of
part of our Spanish A level, so we like
I watched it as
studied
part of my
it. Yeah.
Spanish GCSE.
Mm.
I
But like,
don't know.
man, it was a wild ride.
You know what movies? One of the movies we watched for German GCSE were Der Tunnel,
Mm.
about digging under the Berlin Wall to
Yeah.
move people from one side to the other, and Spider-Man 1 and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in German.
We got to watch. They just decided to show us
oh,
random Spanish
hello.
movies.
Yeah, you guys had nothing on me though, because the book,
Yeah.
that, like
Yeah,
the
that
novel
is,
that we studied was called Like Water for Chocolate, and it has a movie adaptation that we watched. And oh no, it's like a Mexican novel, and oh my god,
boy.
the things that happen in this book. I'm just gonna tell you the final scene. So
for
spoilers if you don't want to know what happens at the end of Like Water for Chocolate, don't listen to this. But essentially, the like whole plot is this girl and boy, and they're like wildly in love, but they can't be together. And so the end scene is like circumstances happen, they can finally be together. So the dude orgasms himself to death.
Okay.
Like it hits so good that he just dies on the spot. And she's so upset about it that she eats a packet of matches that light a fire on the inside, and she burns herself and her 3-acre ranch to the ground.
Things happen.
We've all had sex like that, haven't we? Just or apparently Spanish people have, but it was just like everything about this book is just so
Oh, no,
wild.
okay, now you're looking at me because you know I'm part Spanish. Yeah, my grandmother is Spanish.
No, but you've got to be like Spanish,
I'd
like
forgotten
books
about
and
that.
stuff. Like books and certain films can be just so.
Oh yeah,
I've
I've seen
just
some
been-
weird Spanish
just been
films.
looking at
I've
The
seen
Pale
some weird
Man.
Spanish films. The Pale
Yes,
Man's
the Pale Man.
yeah.
He's a nightmare creature.
He is a nightmare creature.
Yeah, he puts
squared.
the eyes in his hands, and I think it's supposed to be a metaphor for how he's just like always reaching for what he wants.
He's supposed to be a metaphor for the rich, isn't he?
Right. Yes.
He has because he has like a
Yeah.
banquet table full of food that he never touches,
Mhm.
Mm.
and like other people are starving.
Yeah.
Dear.
And he just lures in children and eats them.
Because Franco happened, and
Yes.
Franco used to eat children.
Yeah.
Cool.
So thank you for those answers to the hypothetical that happened a little while ago. On a bit of a tangent.
Does that mean it's story time?
It is story time.
It's
It's the
story
next
time.
thing on the schedule.
Boy, oh boy. This one's a bit of a long one, so strap yourselves in.
I am thoroughly strapped.
That's not even that dirty, but it sounds like it for some reason.
Yeah.
Mysterious music. Captain Grenache sat alone at his table in the Sword and Scabbard, a perfectly cooked steak on his plate and a rare vintage wine in his glass. His blue and silver scales were a mark not only of his draconic heritage, but his parents' rampant disregard for the rules of Dragonborn society. Metallic and chromatic Dragonborn had been bitter rivals for thousands of years and had strict rules about breeding. In other words, blue and silver don't mix. As a result, his parents were executed almost as soon as he was born, and he was abandoned, because neither the blue nor silver clans were willing to accept him. Having grown up outside these societies, where customs and traditions were upheld so strictly, Grenache had a disdain for the law that was unusual among his kind. As such, his career in piracy had been long and profitable, and he was now retired after one too many close calls. The Sword and Scabbard was a curious establishment, as it was both a restaurant that served the finest food and drink in the great city of Kalamith, and a brothel that claimed it had the best prostitutes on the entire island. The main area... Oh dear, I should have changed that sentence. The main area was split into two areas. Oh, definitely proofread your stuff when you write things at 1 a.m. The main area was split into two areas. One in which pole dancers gyrated in front of a cheering crowd of onlookers, and the other where guests sampled the cooking. Grenache was strictly here for the food. He'd had quite enough of the other half of this place, having worked there in his youth. The reason the Sword and Scabbard attracted the best prostitutes was that it paid well and treated its staff far better than most other places like it. It also offered a lifetime discount for all employees, past and present, which Grenache had been using at every opportunity. Not that he had any shortage of gold. Previously, if you haven't been keeping up with this...
I was just thinking this is the best Nando's ever.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't mind just eating your chicken?
In the previous episode, the sort
chicken
of...
strips.
The sort of main character of this whole thing, a guy called Norian Siankir, discovered that there's an imminent threat of terrible monsters attacking the whole place. Who can get into people's heads and possess them, and there's cults springing up everywhere. And with that, and you know, they sent him a psychic message saying, "Woo, we're coming. Better watch out." Captain Grenache. As he looked up from his half-eaten steak, Grenache saw the voice belonged to an incredibly tall elf with an eye patch over one eye and a purple crystal in place of the other. "Who wants to know?" he asked. "Somerset. There you go, that's the voice we're going for. Sort of growly West Country, because he's a pirate." "Who wants to know?" he asked. "Name's Norian Siankir. Not here to start a fight," said the elf. Grenache slid his cutlass back into its sheath, slightly disappointed that he was missing out on a bit of violence. "Oh, you'd better take a seat then and tell me what you want with an old sailor like me," he said. As Siankir sat, Grenache called a passing waiter. "Same again," he said. "Of course, sir," said the waiter. "And for you?" he asked Siankir. "You wouldn't happen to have anything from Anweer, would you?" said Siankir. "I shall check our stocks, sir, and return shortly," said the waiter, and walked briskly away. "So, Siankir," said Grenache, sizing up the elf. He reckoned he must be some kind of magician who'd had a number of accidents. Only way to explain the eye patch and crystal, and simultaneous lack of any decent muscles. "What do you want with an old sailor like me?" he asked, taking another bite of meat. "Well, I'm looking for certain, let's say, remarkable individuals to help me with something, and you're one of them." "Oh, there's nothing all that remarkable about me," replied Grenache, fixing Siankir with a steely gaze. "Slarkrathel would disagree," said Siankir, never breaking eye contact. Grenache smiled a terrible smile, showing off his sparkling, razor-sharp teeth. "Very few people know that name," he growled. "I'm impressed you've heard it. Might have to kill you on the way out, just in case you're one of his cultists." "I think a cultist would come to a place like this," asked Siankir, seemingly unfazed. "Well, that's the thing about cultists. No such thing as a full-time cultist. You can never tell they're cultists till you catch them in the act. They wander around this city, buying stuff from markets, eating cheese, wearing trousers like normal people. Then one day they try and sacrifice a goat to an archdevil, or kill a certain handsome blue-silver dragonborn to revenge a kraken. Or, said Scavenger, an entire family of 5, sacrificing them to something known as Mestrovalith. Grenache remained silent for a moment, ate the last of his steak, and closed his eyes, apparently deep in thought. At that moment, the waiter returned, holding 2 glasses of wine. He placed one in front of Grenache, who opened his eyes to inspect the glass. "Your favourite from Sukal," said the waiter. "You're in luck, sir. We have this lovely bottle from Banyan's Deep. I hope it's to your liking." The waiter... I missed out a word there. The waiter remained as they raised their glass. Maybe remained there, remained silent? I don't fucking know. I wrote this at 2 in the morning. Leave me alone. The waiter remained as they raised their glasses. Kind of makes sense. Suddenly Grenache stopped just before the rim reached his mouth. His eyes darted between the glasses and he gave a barely perceptible shake of the head. Scavenger smelled the wine and detected something that shouldn't be there. The slightest trace of an acrid, bitter stench. Poison! Nice. "Something the matter, sir?" asked the waiter. Grenache and Scavenger looked at each other. Grenache made a motion with his eyes as if to say, "Go on then, be my guest." Scavenger smiled and cast a spell. His fingers moved so quickly and so strangely it was hard to tell exactly what they were doing, and a second or two later the waiter's eyes fluttered closed and he began to collapse. Grenache caught him and placed him in an empty seat. The waiter gave a loud snore, now seeming like just another guest who'd had a few too many. "See," said Grenache, "no such thing as a full-time cultist. You never suspect them until it's too late. Still, now I know you're not one of them. Now who or what, exactly, is Mestrovalith?" "Well, not entirely sure," replied Scavenger. "From what I've learned, it's more like a set of disembodied thoughts than an actual creature. It's come here a few times before, trying to get a physical form to inhabit. Now it's trying again, and I'm finding people like us who can stop it. You in?" Grenache looked around the sword and scabbard. One final adventure would probably do him some good. It wasn't as if he had anything better to do. "Fine," he said. "I'm in."
Yay, adventure!
End.
Whoops.
It has not escaped my notice that Scavengers has got the word Avengers in it. So that's kind of what I'm doing with this. There's a sort of Avengers-like storyline of all the D&D characters I've made over the years coming together to put a stop to some aliens.
Nice.
We might do an episode where we got all the guests back and call it Scavengers Assemble.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, and when the time comes to do the last ever episode, it will be Scavengers Endgame.
Nice. I like that.
Scavengers Age of Ultron might be harder to do. And I think that's it because we've been recording for half an hour, which is our usual time. So, thank you for talking about Peppa Pig with us.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's been good. It's been a laugh.
More to come soon with other guests. Maybe there'll be more with just us two.
Yeah,
Who knows?
You never know.
We never know.
Exactly. We really
It's
don't.
unpredictable. It's chaos and
like
anarchy.
our lives.
Yeah.